The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Fact. And he got a big head.
Crawford stared down Canelo and said he'd turn his head upside down. It was a promise to break the myth of Mexican dominance. Canelo didn't flinch, declaring his greatness would be proven in the ring not through hype, but history. Things exploded when Canelo shoved Crawford. Security intervened, but the damage was done. This wasn't just about pride anymore, it was war. Crawford looked straight at Canelo's fans and promised pain.
That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm gonna take it come September 13th.
Crawford made September 13th personal. He wasn't fighting for belts, he was coming to break spirits. Calmly, Canelo responded, "I'm ready for whatever he brings."
I don't know what fight he's gonna make, but you know, I'm gonna prepare myself for every style he brings. I hope he brings a good style to make a good fight for the people. That's what I want. If not, I'm gonna do my best to win in every way.
Canelo said he's not hoping for a version of Crawford, he's ready for all of him. Whether it's a slugfest or a chess match, he'll win. But Crawford peeled back the curtain on respect and what happens when it evaporates.
Personally, I know it's a mutual respect between me and Canelo. He ain't never disrespect me, so therefore there was no need for me to disrespect him. Come fight time, we definitely gonna try to take each other's heads off. Closer to fight goal, we both gonna be eager to, show who's the more dominant fighter, and our intentions are gonna be pure, but at the same time, it's not gonna be friendly, So I think you can be, cordial and building a fight.
This isn't fake beef. Crawford respects Canelo, but once the bell rings, it's pure violence. No smiles. Just war. And behind that war? Fear of losing, a fear Crawford uses as fuel.
Definitely my beating record goes, and can't imagine thinking about getting beat. That's not something that I think about.
You've never had it as a professional fighter.
Yeah, but I never like to think about losing. It comes to each and every one of our minds as a fighter, what if? But that's why we train so hard, so that if can deteriorate, and can.
To Crawford, loss is a ghost that haunts every round of training. That's why he sharpens every edge. This fight isn't just about survival. It's about stamping his name into boxing's foundation.
A win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever.
No question.
Crawford wants to be more than a champion. He wants to become eternal. One perfect night against Canelo could seal it. Canelo responded with the calm of a war-tested veteran, "I'm still marching."
I never think about lose. Like, always prepare yourself to win, no matter how, no matter what. So I always thinking in my win. I know I have 2 losses, but I give it all there. So, and I'm always focused, always training 100% in what I have in front. And I know I have a very complicated fighter there, but I fought everybody already, every style, and I'm gonna put my everything there, all my talent, my experience, and the best man is gonna.
Canelo admitted Crawford was great, but that doesn't change the goal: win. When titans clash, the world watches, and this one's going to be unforgettable.
He's one of the great fighters the last year. Obviously, he's a great fighter. That's why champion. And I think it's a good fight for the fans.
Crawford said this is fate, not just a match, but a mission. He's carrying the weight of destiny. One wrong move could crush it all. Meanwhile, Canelo treats this like another test on the path to legacy.
Confident, everything's happening on God's time. There's a reason why I wasn't getting those big fights, because God was preparing me for this moment right here. And it's my time.
Canelo respects Crawford's drive. But he sees this as another name to conquer. Another story for the record books. As emotions flared, Crawford turned to the crowd and promised heartbreak.
It's great, it's gonna be one of my best victories in my career, obviously. He's a great fighter, he's a legend, but it's gonna be good for my book.
Crawford doesn't want applause. He wants silence. Hurt. He's not here to prove doubters wrong, he's here to make them feel every punch.
I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they gonna cry when they go home. It's time. Go ahead.
This is about legacy. Crawford has rewritten history before. Now he wants to redefine it. The gloves come on and respect comes off.
Hey, September the 13th, you're looking beefy, you're looking brolic. What can they expect come September?
Listen, I'm all about making history. I was the first two-time undisputed champion of the world, and I can assure you I'm going to be the first three-time undisputed champion of the world.
Crawford doesn't see Canelo as a friend. He sees a challenge. No smiles. No sorrow. Just fists. Because he believes the moment you think someone else is better, you've already lost.
I always say, why not? All the greats do things that people think that's impossible. So within myself, I have the confidence, the skills. I got all the tools to beat Canelo. So why not?
Crawford embraces the impossible. He's here to shatter expectations and change what boxing fans believe is possible. Meanwhile, Canelo wants the ring tighter. Less room to run. More room to hit. It's about chaos.
I rule for you and I'm not looking at you.
That's cool. As a fighter, we get nervous, but we never do. Well, I can't speak for everybody else. I never get scared because I've been doing it for so long. I've been in the ring with guys bigger than Canelo. Guys in the streets with bare knuckles is bigger than Canelo. So as a fighter, with the skills that I pose, with, fighters that I've been in the ring with, the fear is, I
You
fear
haven't
for what
fought
I'm
professionally against somebody of these.
Not at all. Not at all.
Crawford made one thing clear: fear doesn't live in his camp. He's fought harder wars than this. Canelo's size just another factor to dissect. What matters is precision.
I think, Canelo is very skillful. I think they just basing their opinion off of his size. And me personally, I'm not going in this fight looking at his size. He's a tremendous boxer. He's a tremendous counterpuncher. He got good defense, We watched Canelo a lot for a long time, and the reason why he's at the top of the sport is not because of his size. Canelo's always been a smaller fighter going into the ring if you watch his career. He's never been a bigger fighter. Only in a couple of fights with like Amir Khan and Charlo and like that, but for the most part, Canelo's always fighting the bigger.
This fight isn't about muscle, it's about IQ. Crawford said he respects Canelo's skills, but he refuses to say any man is better. Because skill is tested in the ring, not in sound bites.
He's a very skillful fighter. He has maybe a lot of things better than me. Fighters judge me behind or out of the ring, but when they into the ring with me, they find out it's different. So because I have a lot of talent, a lot of things they don't know till they in the ring with me. So And I can't say anything about how it's gonna work and everything because I never fought with Terence Crawford before, right? We're gonna find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's up.
Canelo warned that the truth is only revealed when the bell rings. On paper, everyone has a chance. But in that ring, he plans to prove why he's still the king.
About to go in the ring and try to knock each other heads off. So in that moment, you know, I'm gearing up to not liking them, but respect is all. You know, but in come ring walk, all that goes out the window because my mind is going to be focused and clear. You got two alpha males over here that know what they capable of. So they don't have to put on a front or a show. You know, we're going to give the fans a show for sure, but we know what we both capable of.
Crawford versus Canelo isn't just a fight. It's legacy, two masters, one battlefield. Now, the only question that remains is, who walks away with history in their hands?